guillotined me and about broke my back, and then I would have been pinned, but the period ended, and then they Chirellaed me, and I don't know what to do. So they just go full fetal position. Put their hands over their head, try to keep their elbows wide enough so they don't get turned, but not wide enough so you can get a half in, and they don't expose their head so you can cross face. They're just doing absolutely nothing, right? If I was a referee, I probably would call that stalling. I don't know, that's just me. You're avoiding wrestling, you're not wrestling, but you're also being dominated, so they usually think it's the top guy's fault because we're too good. We get it, but what we gotta do is open this bottom wrestler up, make them wrestle on the bottom so we can keep wrestling on the top. All right, so I'm gonna let Don walk you through how we do that, but most important is for me on the bottom, I'm just covering up real tight right here so I can't give anything away.
Like you said, bottom guys just covered up like that. It's not giving you any openings. You got to create your own opening here. The way that we're going to do that is this little setup that we refer to as the elbow drag, not to be confused with the elbow drag from neutral. But here what we're going to do, we're going to take our elbow and we're going to drag it across his face here, or drag his face across the mat more specifically. We're going to take the same side elbow as your leg ride. You're going to put it on the opposite side of his face. So if you got your right leg in, your right elbow should be in their left cheekbone or temple. Here, we're going to drag their face back across the mat, and as we do it, we're going to elevate and put it on a shelf, just like this. All right, we've got two finishes from this exact position here. So this right here is the full setup. We just drag that face back, elevate it so it's sitting on the back of our elbow here. Now from here, one of the finishes we have is it's almost the exact same thing as a Turk, just slightly different grip for the finish. The lower half of our body is doing everything exactly the same. We're going to pop our hips, elevate his leg and take him over, but instead for our upper body what we're going to do is in this position here, all we really have to do is wrap our arm around their neck here. I like to place my palm, or the back of my hand rather, on like their chest, shoulder area, and just drag it here into me. One thing you want to do here is you're not going to be reaching around so much for this grip as much as you're going to let him settle into the grip. So right here, if I try and reach all the way around, it was kind of awkward. I don't really get all the way over. But after I turn his hips over, now we're in a more normal position here. It's kind of like that chin whip, right? This is a more natural position. So you're gonna have to get used to him kind of falling into that hold, right? So we push that face back and up. We're going to turn our arm back, sort of like that chin whip position. And then as we pop our hips and Turk, that's when he's going to settle into that hold. From here, everything else is the same. Knees out wide, we're heel toe. We've got our hand or elbow here posted out wide so we can't roll into us. The last thing that we'll want to do is we're going to elevate his head here off the mat. You don't want to let him try and bridge off his neck or anything here. Good. Bottom wrestler's balled up, they're not giving you anything. So we're elbow on the side of the face, dragging it back and elevating up. Once we've got that lifted up on our shelf, we're going to pop our hips and reach our arm back. He's going to settle in to our finish. Knees wide, elbow wide, head up, chest up. All right, any questions on this one?